So
Okay.
welcome everybody to um, the Glam Italia Photo Preset webinar. And of course, I think most of you know me. I'm Corinna Cooke, and I write the Glam Italia How to Travel Italy travel guides. But you probably have not yet met my supersonic friend and business partner and bestie,
Not a
Melissa
tech guru,
Madden.
that I could go from doing doing this just fine and then ruin it all. So thank you.
So
And now I'm off my game.
Melissa is a professional photographer, and we actually met a million years ago because my previous career, I was a makeup artist. I worked with Melissa and her husband Keith a lot for about a million years. And Melissa is also a travel photographer. So we have a very similar aesthetic for travel. We really enjoy traveling the same kind of way. Um, and we've done lots of travels together. Melissa, why don't I hand over to you and you can.
No, I barely remember my name. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely not a Zoom extraordinaire. I will not add to my resume, or not webinars anyway. So obviously, as you just said, I am a photographer, travel photographer. I absolutely love travel photography. I love to call myself a flaneur because there's nothing that I love better than to walk around with a camera, whether that's an iPhone or a professional camera. I love to travel. And Corinna and I think we've known each other, I don't know if it's 20 years, but it's a long time. And I think that why through all the times that we worked together, we had a lot of time to chat, and the common ground was always travel. And we spoke about that often. And then and actually, I would love to tell everyone that one of the reasons I think that I'm living in Paris right now is because is because I don't know. Can you check behind me? Hold on now. I want to make sure that we're recording. I thought it recorded automatically when you started. So anyway, there's this is the husband. Okay. I think that's the recording button there. I think. Okay. Anyway, so the common ground that we love travel, and anyway, lost my train of thought, but for
Oh, you're
years.
saying about moving to Paris.
Oh, yes. And I feel that you were one of the catalysts, because as much as I wanted to do it for years, it was your encouragement and you really being behind the idea and supporting me when there was a lot of other people in my life that probably weren't, or at least it felt that way. So anyway, you were instrumental, and now we've been living in France for 3+ years, and every chance I get, I visit Corinna in Italy, and the two of us travel a lot together. And through that, through photographing your tours and just meandering the streets of Italy, we've spent a lot of time together taking some fantastic photos. And with the iPhone, regular camera. And I think that these presets kind of came from that time that we spent together. And this has to be easier. And anyway, you take it from there, because I know you were really the person that introduced presets.
One of the things that I always noticed with travel photography, and I don't know if we have this in the next slide or not,
We may.
but I would take. Oh, look, here's Melissa in Paris. Let's have a look at a day in the life of Melissa in Paris. Her fabulous everyday life. She sees and does this every single day, and it still always blows me away. Because her life is so glamorous, and being a fabulous photographer living in Paris, I don't know, it's wonderful.
Next
So
slide.
anyway, so one of the things that I would find with travel photos is, because I have 30+ years working in the photography kind of business associated, I know a good photo from a bad photo. And I would, be doing my best to capture things. But then when I'd look at the photos I'd taken, they felt flat. They weren't representing the color and the light and the detail and the excitement that I was seeing and experiencing and walking in at that time. Instead, they often felt really flat. And so I would talk to Melissa about how to edit my photos to bring that life back into them. But as you can tell by not being able to see me here, I have the tech skills of a hamster. In fact,
Wait, hold on. I think that title might go to me now.
So the complexities of sitting there and going through a million edits on a single image were just not feasible for me. I didn't have the time. and I would get frustrated midway through, and so it didn't happen. So then I discovered presets, and presets are these pre-contained things that have all the edits in it, like clicked and saved, and then all you do is you click the preset, put it on top of your photo, boom, you're done. It takes 1 second or less. So with that, I started talking to Melissa about helping me make presets that captured Italy, because as I was buying different presets online, I was finding they weren't capturing the colors that I saw. There'd be like screaming parties in Miami, or there'd be mommy blogger, everything bleached out and white and ethereal, or they might be dark and moody. I was having a really hard time finding something that captured the essence of Italy and Italy colors and Italy light. And I'll just do a little sidestep here and say, these presets not only work for Italy, but they work for everywhere. But other presets that are made for other places don't necessarily capture the essence of Italy. So we started creating these presets. And one of the great things about doing this with Melissa is that she speaks my language. She understands what I'm saying when I'm talking about colors that I don't know the words for. So, for example, I could say to her, do you remember that light when we were sitting on top of Rinascente in Florence, having an aperitivo, and there was that gorgeous wash of warm gold? I want to do that. And she knows what I'm talking about. So, that was brilliant. But a preset is something that you could just click onto a photo and boom, it changes everything. So, next slide. So they save you time, they help you find your creative freedom, because the aesthetic that I like for a photo might not be the aesthetic that you like for a photo, but with a preset you can amalgamate and find it. They help you find your own style. They're super easy to use. They're very flexible, so you can actually adjust them. And they help you see your photos in a whole new light. And like me, you do not have to be even remotely techie to be able to work a preset. Next slide. So yeah, I used to hate my travel photos, and I didn't know where to start to improve, because things felt flat. And if you have a look at this photo of Melissa, if you see it in the small box, that is the actual original. And see how the light's flat, everything's flat, the skin tone's flat. We don't see any definition in her hair, anything. When you put the preset on, now look what happens. She gets this beautiful warmth to her skin. We can see all the details in her hair. As we look down that street, we can see all kinds of detail that is missed when it's in the original. Go to the next one. So yeah, I used to get really frustrated. And one of the things that frustrated with me was I could be standing there. This is from the center of the Accademia Bridge in Venice. And I could take that photo looking straight down the Grand Canal at Santa Maria della Salute. And if you've ever stood on that bridge and looked down there, you'll know that in real life, it's color and detail and texture, and there's so much happening. If we look at my original photo, it's kind of like a bologna sandwich, like blah. But then when you look at it, when we put the preset over it, suddenly everything comes to light. You see every detail. So now it's like we're looking at this banquet of color and detail and everything that is Venice. So I think it's a really good example of how a preset, it's not putting in artificial color. Like if you were standing on that bridge, the larger of these two images is what you actually see, the colors, the warmth, the everything, that the camera had kind of flattened. And by the way, anything that's taken by me is done just with my iPhone. Normally when I'm like racing by with people on my tours, so it's literally stop, snap, run kind of thing. So we have the next one. Yeah, so my aha moment was realizing the importance of an edit, not just on editing of images that photographers would do for magazines and things that I was working with in my other life, but also for my own travel photos, and also like taking photos of my dog in the backyard, like everything. So next one. Now, here's something else that I noticed. So I've been working in the travel industry for, I think it's like 11 years now or something, or it might be 14. But one thing I would notice is that we would be going to some place and people would be really looking forward to, in this case, getting the photo on Rome's Via Giulia, looking down the street. You've got Michelangelo's bridge going across the top. For those of you who have read my Rome book, you'll know that I tell the whole story about this bridge that was created by Michelangelo. This shot was actually taken late afternoon, but when I took that photo, and that was June of last year, when I took that photo, you could still see everything, but the light wasn't working in my favor. And so the picture in my camera is this one on the left, which I nearly threw out. But because I knew we were going to be doing this, I hung on to it. On the right, we have it with the preset on, and you can see what happens. So this is a preset. We're going to introduce you to all of them in a minute. But this one is called Sunshine Pop. And what it does is it just pushes the sunshine back in there, amongst other things. So now we can see in the picture on the right, all the details of the people walking down the street who are part of the story. We can see the definition in the leaves. We can really get that understanding of the greenery hanging down off the bridge. We can see all the definition in the buildings. Look at how that, though anyone who's walked down the street will know that warm, ochre kind of brown on the left-hand side. That's actually the French consulate on that side, and the French embassy is around the corner. But you'll see how even the detail of the cars down the side there, it all comes up because we have that preset on. So next one. And do you want to talk about this one, Melissa?
Sure. I mean, color in photography is obviously a very, very important topic. And excuse me, I have to cough. And there's really no right or wrong way to use color when it comes to photography, but color definitely helps us tell our travel story. I think above all else, I mean, it can really, 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 especially if you just look at this photo, this before and after, the plate of food. I mean, Corinna and I were, while our actual recording was working right before we went live with you, we were remembering that lunch that we had and how fantastic. This is actually the dessert portion of that lunch. We were talking about we were above Portofino and the views and just everything. Positano. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I've never been to Portofino, so thank you. Positano. But it just brings you right back, and color plays a significant role in that. However, what your eye sees and what the camera sees don't always agree. So a lot of times I think that that's why, at least I know, like when I take a picture and then I look back at it and like, what happened? That's not what I saw. And it's because what the camera captures versus what your eye sees, the two aren't always on the same page. Excuse me.
Yeah, so it's when you can, again, when you can throw that preset on, everything comes back to the way you saw it. With our presets, there's 12 in the pack, and not every preset is going to do this, but there will be one in there that is right for that photo that's going to bring it up, and you'll be like, yeah, that was the lunch we had.
Exactly. And those memories, I mean, they definitely, pictures obviously evoke memories, and then having pictures you actually enjoy looking at, even the memories are even stronger.
Absolutely. So we created our own presets. We created them with Italy in mind, because I wanted to be able to capture the colors of Italy, the light that you get in Italy, and also the emotion that standing there looking at these places makes you feel when you're actually there. You're standing there, you're looking at it. What do you feel? And so I needed presets to do that. And as I said before, you can use these presets anywhere in the world, but presets that are made for other places in the world don't necessarily pick up the magic of Italy because its light is so unique in the world. So, drum roll, we are going to introduce you. And you, by the way, are the first people in the world, other than Melissa, Keith, and myself. And actually, my son Tommy has seen some of them, but not all of them. You're the first people in the world to meet the Glam Italia Summer Collection. And we've called it Summer Collection because, I don't know, partly
Spend a
because
lot of summer.
I think most people seem to travel across the summery months. But as we move through this, you're going to see that they work on all seasons, all situations. So, and these are all just beautiful photos that Melissa has taken, and all of them have our presets on. So I think we have a one by one as we go through. So
Yeah.
dun, 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 let's see. Here we go.
One of my
The
favorites.
one is Glam Peachy Summer. So this is a photo. I'll get Melissa to tell you about the photo in a moment. But those of you who've been in Rome before, those of you who've been, walking the streets of Trastevere before, will know that part of the magic of walking through there is A, the colors of the buildings, and B, the texture of centuries of people living inside these walls. The original photo on the left loses that, and you can see when we put Glam Peachy Summer over top, back it comes, and it's as though you were there. Melissa, did you want to tell a little story about this one?
Yes, this was just this past January. We were in Rome for a couple of days, my sister and I. And I just went out early in the morning, maybe 9 a.m. after the sun was up for an hour. But that square, that this is a restaurant, as you can see the awning and this apartment building, but there was no direct light in that square. So the colors, because I know Trastevere, which I can't say as well as Corinna, but I know how vibrant the colors are at other times of the day. So it's not a stretch to recognize that with this preset, you're seeing really the true vibrancy of the neighborhood, not what a winter morning that's with no direct sunlight is definitely not showing you the real colors or the colors that in your mind, when you think of that area,
Yeah.
like what it should look like.
I walk through those streets all the time, and anyone of you who are watching this, who've been there, will know that this picture on the right, that particular shade is the actual shade. And if we look at the stonework in the arch around the door, if we look at the door, it's put back what was lost.
And also the little details too, which I think these presets are excellent at pulling out. Like just look at above that little Enter D section, the number, and then whatever that little plate is above. Like those things are popping out much more so than in the first photo.
And even the scratchiness of, if you look at the foliage that comes down the left-hand side of the door, from about April on, that's all just foliage and greenery and plant life. Right now, when this was taken in January, it was all like dead looking scrabbly branches. In the photo on the left, you miss that, but you can see how all the detail comes out in the photo on the right. So onto our next one, Glam Roman Summer. I love this. Partly because I'm very sensitive to the sky blues, the blues that show up in the sky. When we see it as the one on the left, it feels flat and kind of lacking dimension to me. And again, when you spent time in Italy, you'll know it's dimension and color and beauty everywhere. But along with that blue sky, look at the Colosseum, look at the detail this brings out. Now, you don't need to only use this in Rome. These are just like the names that they have are kind of where we were when we invented them or what we were thinking about and all the rest of it. So it actually works everywhere. But when you look at the facade of the Colosseum with that preset on, look how suddenly the building comes alive and all those details come out. We see that light really zooming in through those arches at the top. If you've stood in front of the Colosseum before, you'll know that above every arch, there's a Roman numeral. It was the number of the gate, so people knew which gate to go in or which, an entrance to go through, which you don't see on the original. But once we put that preset on, all those details come out. I use this one to death. I love this preset. The next one. Rome, so Glam Neapolitan Summer. And again, this is actually a photo inside of Rome, I think. But Again, this one brings up tons of color. We start seeing the yellows and the ochres and the creams, and that you can see the magic it does to the blue sky. It brings in dimension. If you have a look between the two, suddenly the cobblestones of Rome pick up like crazy. We start seeing all the detail popping out of the buildings, of the people sitting at the tables. Everything comes into focus. And if you had the same photo with Roman summer and Neapolitan summer next to each other, most of the time they're actually going to look quite different, but of a similar vein. Oh my gosh, I love this. Glam Dreamy Vintage. So not everybody wants to see as explosive of a color as I like to see. So again, this mutes things back down. If you look at the sky, it's not that explosive blue that I normally go for. But look at the dreamy movie kind of vibe it gives this. If you are standing at the Pantheon and you look to the left around that rotunda, the rotunda is actually red brick. So so in here, the preset has brought that back up. If you look at the raw image or the actual phone image, you'll see that it's kind of a flat gray. So that's not how it really is. This is bringing back what we really see. It's punching some light into the story, and it's bringing out detail. We're suddenly aware of, like, if you look at the people sitting at the tables on the original, you can't really tell what's going on. But when you look at the preset over top, and it all comes. Another thing I love about this is skin tone. Which is something as a makeup artist I'm really sensitive to. Most people say, oh, I don't like myself in photos. And a lot of it is because the skin tone is lost. And normally all the unpleasant blues and reds underneath the skin come up and you look, eh. But a preset like this replaces that. And you can see the warmth in her arms and her legs. You can see in the back of his neck, it's picked up the color that was there. And then all the colors of all the clothing and everything just look beautiful. Oh, I love this. Okay, so Sunshine Pop is one that Melissa created when we were in Vico Pisano last summer. So Vico Pisano is this magical little town in Tuscany, and I'm taking a bunch of people there this year, actually. A lot of it was built in the 1100s and even prior. So you've got all kinds of interesting architectural shapes, like the shapes on these doors and everything. But they can be kind of difficult to photograph because this street is really narrow. It's about a car and a half wide, which means the sun can't really get in there the way that you need it to bring up the color. We actually took this photo as part of a photography course that's coming down the line, showing how to use spaces differently and maximize a more interesting story inside of a space. But what Melissa did was created sunshine coming into this environment that is otherwise kind of gloomy. So now we're seeing the colors punch up and everything just looks more alive. Next one, oh, Glam Italian Love Affair. I called this one Love Affair because it's just so gorgeous and it looks amazing on almost every photo. Again, if we start looking at some of the things that happen here, look at the two girls sitting at the table. On the original photo, they look kind of flat. Their skin looks flat and dull and nothing's popping. Look at it with the preset on, their skin is glowing and golden and actually is representing its real color. Another thing I love to look at with this photo is if we look at the Vespa in the original, it's kind of disappears. It's not really part of the story. It gets kind of dark and dull. We're not aware that there's like grass and weeds in between the front wheel and the kickstand. It just is a nothing in the story. When we put the preset on, out it comes. We can see that that's a glossy black Vespa. We can see the detail of there's weeds growing in the bottom there. And then, of course, all the colors punch up on this wall mural. I don't know if you call that a fresco or not. Probably, well, we'll call it one for
For argument's sake.
this exercise. But this is one of those great ones that goes on everything, and you're just like, oh, this is fabulous.
That's one of my favorites.
Now this one, so I love with photos to feel some mood. I don't want to just see a bland picture. I want to be able to create something. And I think a lot of us, when we dream of Italy, we dream of that very Sophia Loren movie, Marcello Mastroianni movie, where you've got those really yummy, soft colors. And so that's what we've done here. This one won't necessarily look like $1 million on every photo, but the photos that it works on, my goodness, it's incredible. And then again, look at the color of the blue in the sky, how beautiful that is. Again, you see all the detail that comes out in the buildings and the stairs and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I keep telling Melissa we're going to have to do a photo shoot where we like dress up like we're in the 60s and,
It'll be fun. Coming soon.
So Riviera Dreams, I really like a lot of kind of 1970s look to a photo, but enhanced, if that makes any sense. So some of the things to look at here are, if we look in the upper left corner, that I'm calling everything ochre today. So that kind of ochre panel and then the green door, they're kind of flat. And as we look along that wall to the planters and the top and the left-hand side photo, the original, they're flat. When we put this preset over top, they come to life and you get that richness in those colors, the richness in the green door. Now, if we look at Melissa reading the newspaper, on the left-hand side, the original, it's not overly interesting. There's nothing about that image that's overly interesting. It's flattened by the loss of light and color. When we put the preset on, everything comes out and the photo somehow gets fascinating, and it's got mood and it's got atmosphere, and you feel more as if you're in a live tableau rather than sitting watching some static photo. I love how it even brings up all the little colors that are in that newspaper, pulls them all out. Again, if you look at everybody's skin tone, look at that lady at the bottom right, how her skin tone's a little bit kind of gray in the original, but when she gets the preset on, it warms her back up to kind of real. And this is Gabby. So this is Keith and Melissa's second daughter, Gabby. And we were in Tuscany having dinner. Keith and Melissa were there as well. I hadn't abducted their lovely daughter. But if you've ever been in those gorgeous Tuscan evenings when the sun's just about to go down and if everything turns into pure magic, it's just ethereal. That was the time of day that this was happening. We see on the left, it's a beautiful photo, regardless. It's gorgeous. But when we infused it with the Glam Golden Hour preset, see how the light washes over Gabby, and it picks up that beautiful, warm Tuscan sunsetty light.
It's a good one.
Glam Warm Summer Golds. This is another great one. So this one I use a lot when I'm photographing, for example, sculptures, or like wandering through the forum and seeing all those chunks of columns and chunks of interesting stuff that I want to pull out the detail on. It's just a beautiful infusion of a warm summer gold. I love the colors. If you look at the original, how the color of the building, and that's Sant'Agnese in Piazza Navona, it looks a little flat, like a little but when we put the preset on, it just warms right up, and we start getting that feeling that it's touchable, it's warm, it's beautiful. We can see all the detail in the obelisk. We can see detail if we look next to the obelisk, the bell tower, and that lower arch. On the left in the natural, all that detail kind of disappears. Whereas when we look at it with the preset on, all those details pop out and they're gorgeous. And I think we have, Glam Tuscan Summer. I love this. Love, 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 love. So, of course, I love punchy colors. I love punchy blue skies. I love the detail that, again, that this one brings out. I use this one a lot. Now, anyone who's stood there in Piazza della Rotonda and looked down the left-hand side of the Pantheon down to the hotel, the Grand Minerva, and that's in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, if you look at the original, you wouldn't even pick that necessarily that there's something there, let alone that there's this big grand hotel. When we've got the preset on it, that is the actual color of the Grand Minerva, how it comes out, and everything is showing up so beautifully. Again, all the detail and the texture that comes out when we have this preset on there. And our last one, Glam Azure Sky. Now this one, again, we can see how it impacts the blues. And this is another one where if I look at the picture on the left, I would just keep flicking through, right? I wouldn't stop and pay any attention to it because in its natural form, it looks kind of blur. But when we put the preset on, suddenly it becomes really interesting. That water, the sea, has so much dimension. We can now see all the different things that are happening in the sea. The sand is popping up. The detail in the scrubland or forest land behind the sea is popping out. Everything about it gets more interesting. I love this one on people too, on a lot of scenes with people in them. It's really great. It's another just fabulous one. So not every preset in the pack, so there's 12 in the pack, not every preset is designed to go on every photo. So you'll click through some and be like, not feeling it, and then you'll click on the next one, you're like, oh, there's the magic right there. But this one we've given you an example of the 1960 Sophia Loren movie. We have on the left, outside the Pantheon in Rome. We have the middle one is actually about 25 yards from my house in Tuscany. You step outside the city walls, and then this is a parking lot. And then if you took about 10 steps to the left, there's a church that was built in 1089. It's crazy. And then again, when you look at that same preset put over the gondolas in the St. Mark's Basin in Venice, it's absolutely beautiful. It brings in all this dimension. So, Melissa, did you want to say something? Because I'm yabbering here.
Oh, I love your jabber. I apparently read a lot of Italian newspapers, even though I don't read Italian. So here I am again, a newspaper. Although I love that scene. I remember we had a nice, again, eating again and having wine. That was a lovely scene. And I think this color, this 70s feel, excuse me, sorry, this cough is not going away. The 70s feel, I think, gives images a really, really, obviously not meant for every single image, but for the ones that it works on, it works really, really well. And I think you see that here too. I like the muted look of this woman, walking down the street in Florence.
And she could be any era. Like when you look at that picture of her, she could be any era.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean it was right now. Oh, look how gorgeous these are.
Love Affair is one of my favorites. And I just chose random photos, and we're, don't want to bore you with looking at too many photos. I think what we're trying to show is the diversity and how something that you can look great on something and can look great on something else that's completely diametrically different. And when we get to, I want to share some not even in Italy so that you can really see how it works. And excuse me, and those that sent in photos, which we're going to get to as well, looking at your photos, that sent them from non-Italian places, or at least it looked to me like at least one was from Asia, maybe other parts of the world. I'm so happy that you sent that, because it's nice to see them work. And so we can show you how it works on any place around the world.
That picture of me flaring my nostrils. That was when Melissa and I were sitting at the top of Rinascente in Florence, having an aperitivo at golden hour. And remember me saying, when I was saying to Melissa, I want to capture the color of that light. And there she's done it there. Now, just as a little piece of interest to anyone who's been up there for a drink, you'll know that the golden hour light actually comes in from the left of this photo. So this is light that Melissa has created to give it that feeling, but you'll see it's coming in from the right. So this is something else that we've been able to do with the presets, maneuver things around a little bit. And of course, Rome at the bottom. Oh, do you want to do this one?
Well, this is the warm summer golds that we had mentioned. I think Corinna mentioned before that usually has, depending on the scene and the light, usually has the huge blue sky, and may not look great on every single image. But what's interesting is how diverse this preset is, because here is a scene of in Rome, where these are obviously vintage little motorcycles going around with their sidecars, and the color looks fantastic as well. Excuse my cough. As well as the side street in Rome, it just pulls out the color of the buildings. So sometimes it's like Jekyll and Hyde. You're not sure what you're going to get from a preset, but try it on your image, even if you think you saw it not look good on another image. I think it's amazing. You'll be surprised if you try things on different things.
Yeah, and I think too, when we get further into it, and you're going to learn how to put a preset on an image, or how to put a photo up into Lightroom and put a preset on it. What I did for the longest time, and to a degree I still do, is I will click through every one of the presets. I'll put the image in and then click through each preset and see what I like best, because the preset I think I'm going to use might not be as great as something that I hadn't even thought about trying. So
yeah, and someone just asked a few minutes ago in the Q&A, do you have to use it on your phone? I tend to be Lightroom. I use Lightroom on my laptop more than I do my phone. Yet, Ren, I know you use your phone more than I do.
yeah,
So
I've never.
It's the same process for both. It's just some people want to see a bigger screen. Some people are happy because they're on the run. Like you can edit while you're on the back of a tour bus or something. So having your phone just gives you more flexibility. But I personally love using something bigger, probably because we do this for a living, so we need to see images bigger a lot of times. So it might just be because of my trade that I use a laptop. And
I've only ever used presets on my phone because I'm not a professional photographer. I'm like a touring idiot.
No. And I know that we wasted 10 minutes at the beginning, and it's quarter of, so I don't know. I hopefully you guys can hang around a few extra minutes because of the time that I squandered at the beginning. But I think that using these presets will help you do. I think we've probably covered this pretty in depth, but I think it helps you make an average photo. I took this when we were touring several years ago. I love the photo. Like, I love the view. I absolutely love the view. But then when I saw what came back, I'm like, oh God, it looks so much better in real life. So this just gave it a little zhuzh to make it look more what I remembered. And it was a beautiful scene. So beautiful that Corinna had the driver pull over so we could take a picture from this vantage point. And I think you said, I didn't remember, but earlier today you said, I think that was driving into Sorrento.
Yeah, driving into Sorrento. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. In case people have to click out, because we've got more stuff to show you, we want to go through.
And I really want to get to your photos too, which I think is coming up possibly next. So if you guys can hang on just a couple minutes.
In case anybody has to bail out, we can put a link in the chat. Here's me saying we can do this where I can't even get the video going. But so the preset pack is $25. By being on the waiting list, you're getting it for $15. And you are also getting a free wallpaper for your phone. A wallpaper is like that front image on your phone. So anybody that needs to cut away, you can click into the chat and get your preset pack. Those of you that can stick around, we'd love to show you your photos with presets on them. And Melissa also has photos showing her life in Paris with these presets on. So you can see that it's not just for Italy.
Since Paris has no color, so it's the exact opposite of Italy. So we'll leave that for the very, very end, because I know there's people already asking, how do we use these? And that's obviously a very important question. It's much easier than I think most people think. So anyway, on to the
Yeah.
next slide. But if you're okay, hopefully everyone's okay since I can't communicate with everyone, but we'll look at some of your photos. So I'm just going to exit into Lightroom right now. So I will stop this share and, and I will go into Lightroom and hopefully you're okay. So that is okay. So let me skip on down to, so thank you again, you guys, for
good work. Oh, I love
so
this.
many great photos that I just was overwhelmed by how great they were and just how easy they are to, and I hate to use the word improve because a lot of times, I think Corinna already said it, what I like, what you like, what someone else likes, that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So some people like muted, some people like bright and colorful. So you choose what preset works for you. Just for expediency's sake, I just chose one for each of these that you sent in. And anyway, so here we go. So this
Do we have
is,
the original on this?
yes. So can you, that's interesting, looking at a different, hold on. Can you see, because I can't tell, but you can see, Corinna?
No, that's the no, that's not the screen. That's just like a so there's the enhanced one.
Okay.
Let's see if we can see it with
Seems like just everything went south, huh? Since we were, okay.
we did
Here
a
we
run
go.
through of all of here we go.
Everything. Here we go.
There's
So
the
just
original.
original, just one little enhancement. I mean, nothing, we are not doing, so to the person who just asked, how do we use them? You literally, I'll show you quickly right now. Like, let's say, for example, this photo. So this was the original that came in. I literally went to, hold on, go to for me, I'm using the laptop. So the preset button, the Glam Summer Collection I have here. So I can just literally scroll through them like this and say, ooh, I like that. Click, I'm going to use that one. That's literally how complicated it is. It's that easy. Basically, the hardest thing in the world is to open the email and just click in Lightroom, which we have all the instructions. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's one click, it opens up in Lightroom and it's boom, there. Just like you see here, you're going to see Glam Summer Collection. You're going to see them all sitting there. You import your photo, however you do that. I mean, your photos are your photos. And then you just click on, so as you can see, this one actually works with a lot as well. But for expediency's sake, I just chose one for each. So this was the original for this one, and then that was just this photo.
Oh, can you go back to the original and hold on
Yes.
to it?
Yes.
Okay, there's our original.
And then that's with the preset. So this isn't a massive change because I just went easy.
But
This
still,
one,
it brightens it.
it does. It brightens it. And this, obviously, this original here, this is very dark. Like this is obviously two different types of light. We have open light and we have a shade. So this preset just brought enough. So had there been, like, for example, I love that there's no one sitting there, but like, let's say there was 4 people enjoying those glasses of wine, you would now have enough light on the people to make them out. This one, so that's the original.
Oh.
And then this is just, again, I just chose a random one that I thought looked okay. I think it looks great. You might want something a little dialed down or dialed up. This one I think looks pretty good, straight out of camera, but with just a little enhancement. As you can see the walls a little bit, what's happening with little things like that. The little monk sitting here. So it just gives you some detail. And then this one of who doesn't love Italian laundry, like everybody. So this one, this was the original. Good photo. And then just here, just like a little punch of color, you see the stones a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more in depth, the doors, the wood in the doors, everything just shows up. Corinna, you can talk about this.
Oh my God, we had so much fun. Look at Sandy in the lift with her beer. I love it. So this is actually on one of my tours, and we are in Venice on the Zattere having lunch and just living our best lives.
Yeah.
But I love how, I mean, it looks nice. The colors look nice in the original, but when we pop a preset on it again, see, it just bright.
Just a little, je ne sais quoi, a little zhuzh, just a little zhuzh. And then this, I mean, this photo is I think, good out of the gate, to get some shade coming across and, definitely two different light sources coming onto this photo. So it's a little tough, but I think you can see we just kind of leveled it out a little bit by just laying this preset over. And we're not making I'm not showing you anything that has any adjustments because we're not trying to make this editing, 102.
Right.
Like we're literally putting a
One of
preset
the
on
things
it.
I'd
So.
like to say about this is very real world. This is
Mhm.
very what really happens. You know, when you get up on that rooftop terrace and you're going to have your aperitivo and you're going to grab that wonderful photo, you can't control the light. You know, you get what you get. And most people don't have the opportunity to come back tomorrow at a different time of day to try and get where there's not light zooming over you. So this is a really good example of real world, real traveling, and then being able to just pop it up just a smidge. But great photo. Don't you want to know what they did
Exactly.
next?
Heck
Like,
yeah, I like that. Wherever they are, you probably know where it
where did
is.
you?
It's a great
Yeah, I
spot.
do. Where did you go eat? And what did you have?
I know. We want to know it all. Every tip we can. Whoops. Um, 1 second. Okay, so this one is beautiful on its own. I mean, it's a beautiful image and just made. I mean, I don't even want to use the word better because again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But I think here, just like the Piazza Navona picture you were talking about before, we showed before. Here, you just see a little bit more detail. Everything just kind of shows up.
The original for a
Yeah.
second.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
And
there's nothing
look
wrong with
how
any of
much
these
so
photos.
the inscription on the
Yeah, you can
bottom.
almost read it. I mean,
Yeah, you can almost read it once you get
and
the.
everything up here, it's
Oh,
to me, it's
wow.
all about detail. Here, there's just more color here. Just punches up the color a little bit.
Oh, can you slow down on the original on that
Sure.
one? It's the original,
Look,
nice photo, but you see
she
how it.
shows up more. Like you just
Yeah.
start noticing detail.
Yeah.
And here, um, subtle. You know, it's obviously looks good. It's just
It
bringing in
looks
more
like a
light.
beam of light coming in from the left
Mhm.
side of the mountain.
Same here too. I think it just that extra light just makes it. And this is such an interesting photo. Like, and I think just seeing the grapes like hanging like that. I don't know. The whole process of making wine is fascinating. And who doesn't love Florence? This is just a
Okay.
subtle.
Can we do a slightly slower original?
Mm-hmm.
And now let's put the preset on it. Boom.
Yeah.
Isn't that just magic? And again, everyone who stood at Piazzale Michelangelo or on anywhere on that looking across will know that those are the real colors. Like the real colors have come back in. Ah,
Yeah,
gosh,
this is crazy, right? Just one, and again, as you said before, we show up at places and we can't come back. So if you're given like halfway to look, it looks like obviously there's plenty of light on the right side of this frame. There's no light on the Ponte Vecchio, like you're in the dark practically. So what is a person to do? You know, I mean, I think a preset, it just pop it on and you get to see everything. So the light
yeah,
shows back up. The light that's gone
it's
comes back.
wonderful.
I like that
So
one.
I'm loving seeing people's photos.
I
It's
know,
like
isn't
going,
this great? Like there, it's
yeah,
I just and everyone's got different vantage points and how. Oh,
Naples.
I love it. And then there's this subtle, just ever so subtle. Like it's a great shot. I mean, it's Naples. It's beautiful, and then just one little click and
But again, to me, it brings out the real colors. So I don't know if they were in Castel Sant'Elmo looking across or if they were down at the San Martino, which is immediately below it. But the colors from the original are not the colors that you see when you're standing there. And when you pop that preset over it, it just all comes back to life.
yeah. And the same. This is subtle, but it just like a little je ne sais quoi, a little zhuzh.
Little zhuzh.
This is beautiful. Every preset worked on this image. It just brings out more detail. So whether you want it darker or lighter, that's and everything from back here. As you can see, it just brings more light in, and you can just make out more details. This, I mean, I'm assuming this is Italy. I don't know, but it just again one of those examples of just bringing in a little bit more light. You could have also gone in another direction and made the sky more interesting and added more light. So the presets run the gamut, like how they change this image. And this, you know, obviously a little bit dark. And then I only went kind of in the middle because you could have brought in more detail on the wood, which I think is, you know, the sky looks beautiful, the water looks beautiful. And then here, this is obviously not Italy. So
Wow.
I just like how you can, and again, didn't want to go for the most extreme example, because obviously the blues are gorgeous in the sky. That's just enhancing them, and you get to see all the stone detail and some more pops of color. I don't know where this is. I'm sure you do, Corinna.
No, I was going to say it looks like being in Aswan down in Egypt, but I don't know where they really.
Maybe. I don't think everyone sent in Italian photos. I don't know.
Yeah, if we hold on the original for a moment so
Yeah.
people can see that, you can see how, I mean, it's a great photo. So none of this is ever any criticism on
No,
anybody's,
not at all.
by the
Not
way.
at all. It's very well
It's just seeing
composed.
how we can take that photo and then put back some color and some warm light, and then we get to, can we see the post of that?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
And
look
so
at
the
that.
boats show up a
Gorgeous.
little clearer. It just adds a, like I said, this is not criticism. It's just a matter of enhancing, just because a lot of times when I travel, I'm like, oof, it doesn't look exactly like I remembered. And now this is another example of that. Here's the before. Obviously the sun is setting, so there's some last light of the day coming through, and it just really comes out in this image. I mean, it just really pops.
And I love how with this one, it's a great
Oh,
shot.
it's only a few steps from the other one. I didn't even recognize
But
that at first.
what I love is how this brings the light, like it makes it look like that light behind that palm tree is now floating in through the window.
Exactly.
Gorgeous.
Just one click.
Great photo.
Well, this family's having fun at the Coliseum. So there's,
Oh,
again,
I
it's
love it.
a little zhuzh, a little pop of color. So maybe they would choose not to have the red get as red. So there's just choice, and that's, I think, what's great about these presets. Same here. I mean, this is the original. She looks fantastic. It's a beautiful shot, beautiful scene, and all it is just bringing in a little bit. The light is changing. The sky's getting a little. I just really like that. Again, could have gone in a whole different direction with the preset, but I thought this kind of kept
This
the
is
original
beautiful.
integrity of the photo. And this too. This is a subtle change. If you just go with a little subtle.
Yeah, but look at the magic in the sky. So again, to me, when you take out those purples in the sky and replace them, which is something that a lot of cameras do, they change up that shade of the sky. I think as soon as you got that brighter blue sky, and everything just lifts and lightens and is gorgeous.
Exactly.
All the detail.
And this also, this could
Okay,
have
I just
gone,
got it.
every one of the presets worked here. Just the sun change, the sun set, the whatever's happening in the sky, that changed with each preset, but it's very, very similar. I think it may have been the same person, but here's the obviously this is blue hour. We're heading into the last light of the day. So it's very tough to take photos at this time of day. But I think what this does, because you do have ambient light from the street lights, and there's enough light out there to make this photo, and again, not better. Like, I just think it just changes the dynamic of the photo. It just adds that light. Something similar here. I just see more detail in the photo. I like the photo to begin with, and I just wanted to use as many individual people, because even this, we could have gone with a punchier preset, but I just went with something that I felt just added a little zhuzh. Same here. This could have been any preset we could have used here just to change it up a little bit. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with this photo. This just adds like a little, you can see the umbrella, you can see the people, what they're wearing, you can see more detail in the church. This I love. Every preset worked on this photo. And this is the before, which is a perfectly fine photo. What I like here is that you actually see this woman in this patch of light, and then whatever's happening, if that's a bike or a person. But this is what drew my attention. Like, if we had the time to go through all the presets, she just gets more interesting in each one. So that was
colors of the buildings too. Oh,
I don't know where this is. So whoever sent this to me, please, if you can tell us where that is. I love it's just one little preset, and you see those red chairs. Maybe that doesn't matter to you. Maybe that's not what you're looking for in your photo, but for me, that just rounds out the photo. The nice arch with the red chair. I'm seeing depth to the archway as well.
so I'm seeing a few questions in here. So Dennis, or S Dennis, asked, so we need to buy Lightroom first, correct? No, it's free.
It's free, yeah.
Free Lightroom. So you're not having to buy a Lightroom app.
You can upgrade Lightroom. Lightroom does a lot. Any Adobe product does a million things. You can upgrade your Lightroom, but for what we're talking about and what most travelers do, the free version of Lightroom is perfect.
Yeah, I've never used the paid version. I've only ever used the free one. And look at Portofino. Oh my God,
Yeah, look
that's
at so I mean, great. This is a great photo.
um,
But look at the
so Elizabeth says, yes, but do you have to use a type of photo editing software? And if so, which do you recommend? So Elizabeth, all I do is, or all I did, or all you need to do is whatever phone you use, you just download the free Lightroom app. And it's not something where it tries to, you know, cash you out further down the line. You just bring down this app. It's free. It's very easy. We're going to be showing you how you actually um, do this in a moment. It's very, very easy. All you're going to do is we'll send you a link with the presets that you download to your phone and then upload into Lightroom, and it's done. It's really easy. And if an idiot like me can do it, anybody can do it. Somebody said, where is your link to buy? I
Oh,
don't
okay. I'm so busy talking that we're selling. Who wants to sell? We
And
just want to
Casey
talk.
Ann said, will you be sending out a link?
We
Yeah,
will. Yes,
I
we'll.
will send you out a link, but also we're going to put it in the chat at some point.
At this point, I'm too
Um,
afraid to move away from my screen
oh,
because of all the technical problems I've had. So the minute that I move away from Lightroom, I will share that link. And those of you that have gone off, I
um,
obviously know how to find you, and I'll send you the link. But okay, so
oh, that photo was in Offida. Okay.
nice, nice. I
Thank you,
saw I
Paula.
saw that we're getting some answers on location, so that's good. And this is another example of look, this photo is fantastic on its own. This just adds a little bit, little pop of color, especially for those reds. Same here, beautiful scene. This just
I
brings
love
out.
photos of boats in them. I don't know why I get
Me
so excited.
too. Another great example. Like I think this just brings a little
That
bit
looks like
of.
an almost.
It does, right? And then similar. Like I think that you just see, and I know there's a town, or at least there's some buildings here, which maybe it's too far away to get that detail. But I think just getting, the original and then just a little something. Yeah, that is a whole town there. This too. I mean, Amalfi Coast screams lemons, grapefruits. But those are lemons. Those are massive lemons. So here's the before, and there was the after. I think every one of the presets worked on this. It's just a matter of how punchy you want your colors. And we're almost done. I think we're almost done. Anyway, a stone building could be, I don't want to say any corner in Italy, but there's a lot of corners that look like this. But look at how the pots show up, the plants coming out of the windows, the street sign, everything just pops because of the preset. This too. And I love that you can read where she is. You can't in the original. I mean, I guess you can if you look really hard, but just the preset lets you see that she is in where is she in? Montalcino. Montalcino, maybe.
Brunello.
Yeah. This is beautiful. This worked with every preset as well. It's just enhancing the sky. I thought this was so cute. Look at how fun. And this, you could have used a bunch of different presets as well. I just like the subtle, obviously the colors, the greens and the scooters and then the bride and groom. It's just so fun. Here too, this is beautiful. So here's our original. It's getting a little dark. It's that time of day. The sun's moving and sun's only on that side of Florence. So here we go. And it just adds that little bit of sun back in. Same thing here. We're getting a little later in the day. And then you have your preset popping it out. Now this too, like look at the detail that you can see everyone on the bridge and you can see the boats underneath the bridge. I think it's a great job of, the original, you can't really see what's going on. And then you just
Nice photo though.
look, you get the gondolier over here. It's fantastic. Yeah, everything. I mean, these are all great photos. Look, you just the pop of orange, whoever this guy is down here, like things just start showing up. And then, okay, this one too, another one where it looks great out of the gate. Like you don't need to do anything to this if you don't want to, but if you just want the floor to show up, and the people that are looking, people taking photos, the person obviously demonstrating. And here too, this was another one that I just think it just added some reflection and some fun light. And then last but not least, this one I went a little on the far end of adding in the really bright sky.
The detail comes out, the detail of the brick. And by the way, everyone, with us speaking over each other, this is us in real life. I don't know how Keith handles it when the two of us or the three of us are out together for a drink because, oh, I just lost you, Melissa. I can't hear you. But I want to roll through. I don't know if, can you guys hear me? Because I can address some of these questions. Oh, now you're back.
I'm back.
I have all these questions, Melissa. So, oh, Amy, I love that. That makes me so happy. Amy said that those are mine, and I love them.
Yeah. I recognize
Yes,
your shoes. No kidding.
Lynn asked, I see several Lightroom apps where you share the icon. We're going to in just a moment.
Yes. When
Oh,
in this obviously this presentation, I'm going to show Lightroom, but when you get the download, if you decide to order it, the download comes with like blow by blow instructions on what to do.
how to do it.
Yeah, even though it's
Elizabeth,
simple, it is nice to know what the icon looks like and stuff like that.
Elizabeth is asking, can you explain how you pop on a preset?
Sure.
Sounds like me pop on.
Yeah.
But
Let me go back to Lightroom, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So Elizabeth, in the Lightroom app, you would tell it you wanted to edit a picture, and it takes you into your photo archive on your, I always talk about on my phone. So
Yeah.
it does something similar on a laptop, but I've only ever done it on a phone. So if I wanted to do a photo, I'd open up in Lightroom and it would take me into my phone's photo library, and I can pick the photo I want to do. So then I click that photo, and it's automatically goes inside of Lightroom. And then I go to, there's a little preset icon that you'll see when you get your, or your download information. It's two circles together. So you click on that and it takes you to presets, and you'll see the Glam Summer Collection. And then all you're going to do, because that photo is now in Lightroom, so you just click on the different presets, because they're going to be on your phone, they're in a vertical line, and see which one you like the look of both. And I'll tell you a cheat that I do, because I don't know, I just do that. For me, sometimes it's hard to tell, well, do I like this better or that better, or this better or that better? And so what I'll do is anything I like the look of, it has the square with the arrow going up for you to download it. I'll just download it, and it now goes to my phone's photo library. So I might put 5 different presets across a photo, because when I'm looking at it in the small, I can't tell what I like, or sometimes I can't tell if I like this one better or that one better. But then when I've got them lined up in my photo section on my phone, I can swipe backwards and forwards and see, oh no, I like that one the best, and do that. But that's just how I do it. And I tend to do it the most backwards way possible.
No, I think everyone develops their own system, but I mean, it's very, like you said, it's like pretty much a one click, unless you want to compare things. It's very easy. I think just the first time you do it, there's just that slight learning curve. But after you do it once, you know what you're doing.
It's easy. Kimberly Wilkes says, can you use the presets in Apple Photos? It's all in Lightroom. So the Lightroom app is where the presets go. So Lightroom is a really popular app with photographers, and with civilians as well. And you can do lots of things in there, but these presets are designed to work inside of Lightroom. So you just download that app and then pull your photos in and do whatever. And Karen Johnson is saying, can you add these to other programs, not Lightroom? I use programs by Forever, Historian, or Artisan. No, these presets are designed to work in Lightroom. Terry Ann says, do you need to have a license for Lightroom or other software? No, it's an app. And it's a free app, by the way. You don't pay for it.
Yes, and Lightroom, obviously, Lightroom has different levels. So if you were a professional photographer and needed everything it offered, then yes, of course, there's other levels. But just for what we're talking about, what we're showing you here, this is exactly like Corinna said. You download Lightroom on your phone; it's free, and you just start uploading presets or uploading your photos and working on it. no charge.
Oh, here's a good one. So Angela says, Angela Ragno, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, says she's planning her first Italian vacation and she's never used presets, but this is so exciting. So what I would say, and I say this to everyone, is you don't want to do a new thing for the first time when you're on your dream vacation. So what you would do is be playing with the presets now. So you'd put them on you'd get Lightroom, get the presets now, and then just with different photos on your phone, be playing around with it, seeing how these different presets work and everything. And then when you're there, because oftentimes you want to be sending photos to your family or your friends or posting them on socials or whatever, and you want to be doing it in the moment. So you want to be really fluent in it, when you're there, which, I mean, for a normal person, it takes no learning curve. For me, everything takes more learning curve. So I always have to practice everything ahead of time. But you'll also see how these are not just for Italy. Italy's my game and Italy's my whole thing. But even if you're taking photos of the family in a barbecue in your backyard, you can be putting these presets on them and enhancing these photos. So I would be practicing ahead of time.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought it up. It's not, many of you may go to, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Italy, but not everyone may be traveling to Italy, but you can use these anywhere you travel. But here's
Yeah,
the,
and in Paris, or if you're going to Barcelona, or if you're going to Bear Lake in California, or if you're going to Shanghai, like wherever you're going, if you're going to Toronto, use them there. Like they work really well universally, but they work where other presets work for their places. Other presets don't always work well in Italy. They don't always replace those colors in Italy. So this is a really good all-rounder. And Andrew says, can you layer more than one preset on a photo?
Yes, you can. We're not getting into the more complicated side of preset. I mean, you can make it preset as complicated as you want to. This is just the one-step version. We're not even showing you that just you could slide the exposure up and down and completely change the way a preset looks. This is just as basic as it gets, and look how good these images look. This is just like kind of coming in from the ground level. Presets, you can layer them. You can do a lot of things with presets. And we're starting with presets 101 basically, but I'm sure that, over time we can certainly show you what else you can do with presets.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Donna says, if a photo is already corrected, will the presets override them, or do you need to revert the photo first?
That depends on you, because you could enhance a photo you've already worked on with a different Lightroom preset. So it's going to add a layer, kind of to the point of what the person before just asked. You can add a layer to a finished photo, basically, or you can look for the original. So for a lot of these, I went back and looked for the originals because I wanted to make sure that I just showed you really the straight out of camera shot with the Lightroom preset. So that's really up to you. Like, that's where the fun comes in, because you can do whatever you want to your photos, whatever you want them to look like. The purest way to do it, obviously, if you want to see how the preset affects your photo, would be to go to the original and start there. Not required.
And Amy says, my shoes. Amy, I love that photo with your shoes. That's fantastic. Now we have somebody who says, once you add the presets, how do you save and download the new version? I just downloaded Lightroom and trying it out. Thank you. I'm not sure that I'm
well, it's very easy. I mean, I have obviously my phone here, but you can't see my phone. It saves automatically. Like, but if you decide to, you should keep an original. I don't want to complicate this because it's very easy. You just basically export it to your photos, and that's where the one that you've worked on, you've exported. You have the option, like in Lightroom, you'll see, since I don't have the screen to pull up, you'll see the export button, and if you click on that, and then it's going to give you options: export to photos, and then whatever other options are there. Basically export to photo. And the minute you work on a Lightroom photo, it will save that into your files. But it's super easy. And if you don't want to, it gives you you can also just save the original. And like, say you hated everything you were doing to your photos, you just revert back to the original. And that's the beauty of really all the Adobe products, the original is always there to go back to.
And then Angela says, I have photos from my Ireland trip last year. Oh my gosh, you're going to love what this does to Ireland. Like, fabulous.
Yeah, actually, we meant to have an Ireland gallery because it's another one of those colorful countries, but it has a lot of rain, obviously, a lot of gray skies, and they work great.
Somebody else says, where is your link to buy? Is the link in the
It's in the no, not in the chat. It's in a Q&A. So
in the Q&A?
Yes.
Okay, we'll put that back in again.
Yeah.
So you can
Oh yeah,
see,
it's getting probably buried.
probably getting buried.
And everyone's going to receive a link. An email will go out with because I don't want anyone to miss the discount code, the $10 discount code as well, which is coming here. Let me just get to the next slide. This will answer that. So if you had your phone on you, you can just.
I think I just, oh, hang on. Nella says, can videos be used with this? No, videos use what's called LUTs, L-U-T-S. So there's the chat going and the Q&A going. So I've missed everybody that was on the chat. Let me, oh, thank you, Andrew. Okay, Karen said, I'm not seeing how to order the preset pack.
Okay, I think it got lost in the.
Okay, so we'll
I'll
put
just
that
copy
back.
and paste it back.
If we put it back on the webinar chat as well as the Q. Deborah, my picture, the Hotel Grand Minerva rooftop. Yahoo! Atta girl. Kristen Butler. Kristen, hi. Oh my gosh, how are you? So we know Kristen in real life. In fact, we used to do magazine work with Kristen. She was on a million photo shoots with us. Thank you, Kristen. And oh yeah, so when you are ordering these, in the discount code, you're going to write wait list and you get $10 off. And if you're ordering them while you're on here, you're going to get fabulous. You get to choose a wallpaper for your phone as well. Suzanne, hi. I'm on the link and getting an invalid coupon message. Are you? We can double check.
Yeah, I'll double check because I'm scanned it. It goes directly to the checkout page, and I will the link that you received from me.
Check it. If the
everything was working, but so was I. Like when I do it, I go right to the page from the scan, but I can't.
Well, she's saying that the discount, the waitlist discount.
Okay, you see that when you get there, the discount code is
when she put it in, it said invalid coupon. So
interesting. Okay, well, it's one of those days that was tested. I purchased one.
Hang in there, Susan. We will look back that afterwards. I swear, I promise everybody, like if you could.
Oh my goodness!
Like on the video, my hands have been above the computer the whole time. Anything. In fact, we need to do the language webinars.
As soon as I stop talking, I'm going to go update the code because I literally ordered one with that code so that this didn't happen. And now here we are. This is happening. So, but since I'm live right now, I don't want to.
Waitlist, don't add $10. Susan Rasmussen. Hey, Susan, Dr. Feelgood. She got invalid coupon as well. Okay, so if hang on, Donna Robinson says it works if you use waitlist, don't add $10. And then Angela said the code worked fine. Just type in waitlist. Ellen says mine worked.
Oh, okay. Click on the apply.
So Susan, Dr. Feelgood, was on, I called her Dr. Feelgood. She came on one of my tours and she had this bag of medical supplies that it was like the greatest thing ever. I think I had run out of Benadryl or something. And she said, oh, and somebody would get a blister and she'd be like, oh, I got that. And so we called her Dr. Feelgood. We had so much fun.
Yeah, whoever is correct, like just waitlist. I didn't try all caps, but waitlist, if you put it in and hit apply, it shows up right away. So now I'll try all caps and see if that didn't work. But yep, it shows up if you hit apply. Okay, but I can just send everyone a link if that's easier. Sometimes I think these little
Susan, it was me. I added $10. Works fine. So what is the added $10?
I don't know. I literally scanned, I did the scan. I'm doing it right now again. Doing the QR code. It goes right to the page. I entered the coupon code right at the
Hey,
top
Molly's
and I
down
hit
here.
apply.
Hi, Molly. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, so we got the webinar chat and the Q&A. So if I'm missing you, I apologize. S. Dennis said,
I think it's
w-
apply, like hitting apply is what's getting in the way.
Silhia? I don't know how to pronounce your name. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. So Silhia got a message that the discount code is invalid. Kimberly looks right, rechecking the spelling. Carrie worked for me on the chat and link. She just has to click and activate the code I just ordered. Molly,
Okay. She got
wait,
through.
coupon worked for me, but I don't see the wallpaper. Hi, Molly, I miss you. So Molly said she didn't see the wallpapers. Does that come out to them in a separate
That's
email?
coming in the email. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's coming in the email. You wait till you see them, they're gorgeous. I just had it work. You click on the apply. You have to push apply.
So the
Okay.
instructions will be there, anonymous.
Yeah.
How do
Jen
you
said that when she put it in all caps, it didn't work, but when she put it in regular, it did. Oh, but then another one said they did it in all caps.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
hitting apply might
okay.
be because I did not put that in the instructions too.
Suzanne, it worked. Sylvia, can you put in here how to pronounce your name? Because people have pronounced my name incorrectly my whole life. So I always want to get it right. Amy worked for me. Yeah, so the anonymous attendee, how do I get the presets added to Lightroom after I have purchased? I'm going to let you handle that.
Well, the instructions. So when you purchase, you're going to receive there's going to be 3 zip files. So the first one is going to be the actual Lightroom presets, but you don't want to open that. And then which you wouldn't anyway. You're basically downloading everything, and then there's a video that shows you how to do it. And then there's written instructions that show you how to do it. Because I know some people like me, I don't like to read instructions. I just guess, and then other people like to read thorough instructions. So I just tried to cover all bases. I made a video so you can follow like how to download Lightroom. And then from downloading Lightroom, you're basically, for example, like let's say you just paid on your phone and you downloaded the presets from there. That would be even more simple than forwarding the presets. You can airdrop them to your phone, however you want to do that. Do not open up that zip file, that .zip. That's going to happen in Lightroom. So then the step-by-step instructions, which it's really just one click, you're only clicking on one thing, those presets eventually to open, but you have to get into Lightroom in order to do that. So there's step-by-step instructions. I can go over it here, but I think since I don't have a phone and I mean, obviously have a phone, but you can't see what I'm seeing, I think the instructions are going to be the easiest way for you to do it, just to follow them step-by-step. And if you have any problems, of course, reach out to me.
I'm just typing to Sylvia, asking her to tell me how to say her name. And then I'm going to say, can you spell out how to pronounce your name?
And obviously, since all of us will only be on this Zoom for so long, if anyone has any problems with anything, the same way you reached out to me last night with your photos, you just respond to any of the emails that we've sent you, and it comes to us. So we will get back to anyone who's having any issues. And again, it's one of those things, like we said, once you do it once, it's going to be like, okay, now I know how.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's that first time that just can throw you for a loop. And then even though the next time you're like, oh, this is super simple.
Now, did you have a slide with the pictures of the wallpapers so they can see what they're going to get to choose from?
No, I'm going to send the email. We'll have everything.
Okay.